Okay, this is a reaction video. This is from Henry Talks Football. Arsenal bully Madrid. Saka and Rice world class. Arsenal 2, Real Madrid 1. Look, as an Arsenal fan, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about Real Madrid, but we just demolished them 5-1 on aggregate. 180 minutes of football. The only goal they scored was because of Saliba mistake, and we could have given them the penalty, and they could have scored the penalty and got up 1-0, and still gone through with flying colors. This game was really an absolute, an absolute masterclass by Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, and now he plays PSG in the semifinals of the Champions League. But let's see what Henry has to say about this.
Arsenal have just beaten Real Madrid, home and away. If anyone at this point does not rate Bukayo Saka, you simply have an agenda. Declan Rice on current form.
Yeah, Declan Rice was absolutely phenomenal. We literally need to contact West Ham and give him about 50 or 60 million more pounds and say, we got this guy on the cheap. Okay, you guys gave up. We didn't give you enough for him. Okay, we didn't give you enough for him.
Maybe the best central midfielder in world football, and William Saliba, that guy absolutely stinks of a Rolls Royce. Real Madrid, 15 times Champions League winners, with Kylian Mbappe, with Rodrigo, with Jude Bellingham, with Vinicius Jr. have just been silenced. Mikel Arteta, everyone says what phase is he in, has just schooled the best manager in Champions League history, Carlo Ancelotti, and they have won five-time Booker T, won. Listen, I'm actually speechless. I thought Real Madrid, I prayed Real Madrid would turn up tonight. Being a Tottenham fan, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is absolutely shit.
No, being a Tottenham fan, this is absolutely... No, I'm not a Tottenham fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. Definitely an Arsenal fan. But being a Tottenham fan that he is, I can absolutely understand where he comes from on this. He absolutely despises it. Okay? I mean, KG and Express and oozing. They had a hate-along last week. They couldn't wait to see Real Madrid destroy Arsenal. They could, KG couldn't wait to see Real Madrid destroy Arsenal today. Didn't happen.
And mark my words, Arsenal will be in that final. I predict right now it will be Arsenal versus Barcelona.
My brothers told me that. My brother said that it looks like the two best teams are Arsenal versus Barcelona. I'm not so sure about that. I think Inter Milan might have something to say about that. I think PSG might have something to say against Arsenal too. I'm not putting my foot in the final just yet.
I can't believe what I've just seen. Bukayo Saka. The cojones on this guy. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean he missed a penalty. He tried a Panenka, but it was to his left to Courtois' right, and Courtois got up and saved it, but he didn't let it bother him. And then in the 65th minute, he scored the first goal.
He missed a penalty, but to keep your head up, to keep your chest out, your back straight, to be composed, defending as a team, and the goal he scored was absolutely outrageous. We're going to get into all of it. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't.
Yeah, please like and subscribe, Henry, as well as me. I would appreciate it. I would absolutely love it if you put like and subscribe on this video. I really appreciate it.
Already, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. 90% of you who watch the content every single month, every single day, every single week are not subscribed. We're closing in on 51,000 subscribers. As it stands right now, we are 401 away, so go down and hit that subscribe button. I can't believe what I've just watched. Carlo Ancelotti got the game plan completely wrong. Completely wrong. But this Arsenal side, bearing in mind, there's no Kai Havertz. Bearing in mind, there's no Gabriel. Everyone was was shitting on Arsenal. Kivior's not that good. They're going to fall off, etc., etc.
Yeah, Kivior was actually fantastic. It's actually maybe better than Saliba. I think he said that earlier, but Kivior was absolutely fantastic.
Etc. Kivior has been unbelievable since he came in. Man of the match against Everton in his first game back. Was very, very good in the first leg of the Champions League. And tonight, he won every single header. Gabriel would have been proud of that performance that Kivior put in tonight. This Arsenal team, if they had a striker in the summer, if Arsenal go out there and sign an elite goal scorer, I'll be honest, they win the league. They win the league. Louis Skelly, at 18 years of...
Yeah, I mean, Louis Skelly, I mean, you look at the team, Mourinho, who made the beautiful pass to Saka, who scored the goal, was absolutely phenomenal. Partey is going to be missed in the first leg of the Champions League semifinal against for picking up a stupid yellow card. Declan Rice, I think, was absolutely phenomenal. Won everything, and Kivior was fantastic. Louis Skelly, I mean, kid has no fear whatsoever. He's 18 years old. He plays like he's been doing it for years.
Of age, you're not exactly at like flipping Fratton Park at Portsmouth or at Goodison Park, Everton. You're at the Bernabeu, the best. Excuse me, the best stadium there is, the home of the Champions League, as they say, and for all the PR that Real Madrid, if Arsenal did that, they would be getting absolutely crucified. For all the PR all week, you know, we're going to close the roof. We're going to have this pre-match motivational video. You know, Carlo Ancelotti's going to wear his favourite...
Look, before the game, I was nervous, okay, because Real Madrid has this aura about them. But Arsenal just absolutely took that away from them. Arsenal went into the Emirates last week and to the Bernabeu this week and basically took Real Madrid's manhood from them. It was just absolutely a phenomenal performance by Arsenal.
Blazer, to be absolutely outclassed by an Arsenal side, Arsenal should be so proud of themselves tonight. Look, rivalry aside, I'm taking my Spurs hat off. That was an unbelievable performance. For the defensive shape they had, being impossible to break down. The only reason they got broke down was because of a lack of concentration from Saliba. Declan Rice. I'll get into the... Yeah,
I mean, if Saliba just keeps his cool, Vinicius Jr. doesn't score the goal, and Arsenal win the game 2-0 or 1-0 without Real Madrid scoring a goal.
Goals in a minute. But Declan Rice, I'm going to say it. And I'm not afraid. Look, I've even got my favourite Real Madrid glass out. Look. Don't know if you can see that. It says Madrid on it. I wanted them to go through tonight, I'll be honest. But that performance from Declan Rice was absolutely... That is the sort of performance that gives you a world-class tag. To score 2 unbelievable free kicks in the first leg. The second one, I don't think you'll see a better free kick anytime, anywhere soon. But to go against the Bernabeu, against the midfield of Federico Valverde, who's been there, seen it and done it, assisted winners against, Liverpool in the Champions League for Vinny Jr., won the Champions League last season, against Jude Bellingham, who had a decent Euros, in his first season at Real Madrid, wins La Liga, wins the Champions League, goes on to win the Super Cup. To man-mark them out of the game, win every header, be first to every ball, starting the counter-attacks. If he's not world-class right now, then you simply have an agenda, I'll be real. Bukayo Saka as well. The mentality on this kid, the cojones, the bollocks. To dink Courtois, the pass from Mikel Merino. And Mikel Merino has well and truly played his part. Since coming into the team as a number 9, he has been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, look, for all intents and purposes, Henry is absolutely correct about all this. Look, if there was a player that absolutely dominated the pitch from both for 180 minutes, it was Declan Rice. Declan Rice was phenomenal. Okay, even a Tottenham supporter can see that, and can address that. He was absolutely phenomenal. Look, if this was 20 years ago, if this was 2005, or say it's 2003, okay, Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United buys Declan Rice, okay? Declan Rice becomes a Manchester United player, okay? That's how it happened back in 22 years ago. The fact that Ferguson is no longer the manager of Manchester United means that it was enabled Arsenal to go in and spend that money and bring him to Arsenal. And we got him on the cheap. £105 million was cheap. He was worth his weight, 3 times his weight in gold. Absolutely phenomenal.
And Arteta deserves huge praise. This Arsenal team, Lewis Skelly, Kivior, Saliba, Timber. Let's just be real. That right there is the best back line in the Champions League in world football right now. And bearing in mind, they've not even got their first choice left-sided centre-back. Thomas Partey, the only thing he did wrong tonight was giving away a stupid yellow card. But I'm not here to shit on Arsenal tonight because they got the job done. And Martinelli, in the 93rd minute, 92nd minute, to have that much energy to sprint the best part.
Yeah, that was, he just took off like a bat out of hell. Got the pass and just absolutely just beat the defender. Put a one-on-one with Courtois and just slammed it into the net. He played full 90 minutes to absolutely, and he's on the right-hand side, not his preferred left-hand side either when he did that.
Part of 75 yards, and the finish is absolutely ridiculous. The penalty come from a stupid bit of marking in the penalty area from Asensio. Absolutely brings down. I can't even remember who he brought down now. It was that long ago. Bukayo Saka steps up, and I thought, right, this is a big moment.
He brought down Marino.
This is the biggest moment in your Champions League career, Bukayo Saka. You must deliver. You must turn up and score. You have to. And you know what, Courtois, fair play, it was a good save from him. It was a good save. I can't even lie, it was a good save. And then I was like, got into half time and I was like, listen, Real Madrid are rattled here. Real Madrid are rattled. Arsenal are defending as a unit, defending as a team. They had the game plan for whatever reason was to cross into the box. It's not like they've got Peter Crouch or Karim Benzema or an elite goal scorer in the box from aerial threats. They had Kylian Mbappe. And everyone knows Kylian Mbappe's best attribute is running for a goal, cutting in from the left, opening his body.
But the problem with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. for that part is they do not defend. Okay, that is the big problem that you have with Real Madrid is they do not defend at all. And because of that, that's what gives Arsenal the opportunity to go forward and create opportunities.
Yeah, whipping it towards the back post or whipping it to the front post. That is Kylian Mbappe's best attribute. But they stuck with the game plan. They kept whipping it in, kept whipping it in, and then it didn't matter if it was Thomas Partey blocking it, Declan Rice winning the header, Kivior or Saliba. The headers, that right there was an unbelievable defensive masterclass. Listen, Lewis Skelly as well, man, at flipping 18 years of age is ridiculous. And then Arsenal get their goal. They get on the break. It comes down to Marino winning the header, plays it into Saka. Saka then plays it across to Odegaard. Odegaard plays it into Marino's path. And then Marino sets away Bukayo Saka and lifts it over Courtois' head. An unbelievable finish. That right there is what you call a world-class finish from a world-class player, stepping up in the biggest of moments. I think it's fair to say this Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, Cole Palmer debate is ended. Because let's just be real, Bukayo Saka has won it. Phil Foden can have all the...
Cole Palmer is a fantastic player for Chelsea. No question about it, okay? Phil Foden didn't have the best year for Manchester City, but has played better and is still capable of playing better. Saka has just been... Look, he's been injured, he's been hurt, but he's come back, and it's like he's never been away. It's just been absolutely wonderful watching him score goals for Arsenal.
Premier Leagues. He wants all the League Cups, the FA Cup, the Champions League. He is not a better footballer than Bukayo Saka. I'm sorry, he's not. And then an absolute madness of concentration from William Saliba, who probably the most composed player on the pitch.
Yeah, Raya gives him the ball. Now, I don't know if Raya should be giving him the ball in that position, but either way, you would have expected Saliba to do better. By the way, I've got Saliba on my shirt here. Saliba to do better with that, but of course he didn't, and Vinicius Jr. scores the goal. But of course, Arsenal already scored 2 minutes earlier, so it made the score 4-1 on aggregate. And still, I mean, if Real Madrid had gotten the penalty and made it 3-1, and Arsenal did not score, and then that same thing happened, and they went up 2, then you would have had a nervy finish. But you didn't have that. You still had to score 3 more goals to even get it to a extra time, and that was never going to happen.
You didn't expect it from. He steps up, gives the ball away, and Vinny, who looked like the only player that was actually capable of scoring a goal tonight, the only player that had the Madrid badge on his heart, the only player that was playing to the absolute highest of levels was Vinny Jr. And he scored. It was a good finish into an open net. And then they huffed and puffed. They did all they could. And then Marino plays in a pass into Martinelli, who has to run something like 70 yards for on goal. Fran Garcia has got more chance, winning the lottery than getting anywhere near him. And he opens his body up, and it's an absolutely ridiculous finish. Thierry Henry-esque into the bottom right-hand corner. And Arsenal win 2-1 at the Bernabeu.
And I won $88 for that. I won $88 because I put $20 on Arsenal to win, and I won $88 for that.
And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real with you right now. Arsenal are going to beat PSG. They are.
Again, I'm not so sure about that. Arsenal beat PSG at home early in the Champions League, but this is the first game is going to be at the Emirates. If they put on a 3-0 thrashing like they did against Real Madrid, then they probably will go through. But defensively is probably the big thing about Arsenal is they are so compact and they're so professional defending against teams. So that's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a difficult game for PSG as well. But for Arsenal, it's going to be a difficult game as well.
Defensively, just a joke. Just an absolute joke. The first leg is on Tuesday the 29th of April. I'll be real. PSG might have one of the best midfielders in the world in Neves, Vitinha.
And they play on May 6th, my niece's birthday. Interesting.
Maurice, the pace of Desiree Doué, the excellence of Bradley Barcola, and the dead eye of Ousmane Dembele. But I just think Arsenal are going to beat them. I don't know why. They're in the Champions League semi-finals. I don't know what I've just seen. Like, the other Champions League finals tonight, unfortunately, Harry Kane. Listen.
Yeah, look, Harry Kane scored a wonderful goal against Inter Milan. I mean, I don't know what that defender was thinking, giving him that much space, but he scored, made it 1-0 for Bayern Munich. But then, lack of concentration, they gave away 2 goals on corner kicks in minute. Then Dyer, I think, scored the second goal for Bayern Munich. They had plenty of opportunities to take that to extra time, but just couldn't do it. And Inter Milan won, goes through an aggregate 4-3.
You tried your best, I'm not going to lie. And it was Eric Dyer. Bayern should have won tonight. They absolutely battered Inter on stats, possession, shots on target, but Inter are through. And I did predict Inter. I did predict Arsenal. I did predict Barcelona. The only one I got wrong was Aston Villa. Look, Arsenal PSG is going to be an unbelievable game. They've got to do it the hard way again. They've got to play the first leg at home, and the second leg. The first leg at home and the second leg away. The Champions League is set up as follows. This is the last 4 in the competition. I'm predicting Arsenal, but Barcelona
plays Inter at home. Inter was on the road against Bayern Munich and won in the second leg. Again, it's going to be a very interesting. Arsenal played Inter in the Champions League. No, in the Champions League earlier this season. Inter was the only team that beat Arsenal. I think they beat them 1-0 off a penalty kick. So that could be another rematch. Last time Arsenal played Barcelona that I can remember was a preseason game that I was actually at in Los Angeles in 2023. Arsenal beat them 5-3.
Versus Barcelona final. 2005, wind it back. It's set up for perfectly for PSG and Inter Milan. I'm not going to lie. But that right there was an unbelievable performance. Lautaro Martinez stepping up with big goals tonight for Inter Milan. But I just want to know where all the rival fans are right now. They said this Arsenal team won't do it. You're coming up against Madrid. And look, like I said, I've got my favourite Madrid loss. And you lot let me down. Make sure you...
Yeah, please click like, share, and subscribe for Henry as well as for me. I would appreciate it. Put a subscribe button. I really would appreciate that. Well, thank you, Henry. I appreciate the honesty. You did a very good job in this video. Please click like, share, and subscribe for him as well as for me. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.